Bright QT. Every student matters.
Next, we have the Woods Dispatch of 1854. Now, Charles Wood was again a Britisher because prior to 1947, we were under the rule of Britishers. So, somewhere or the other, the impact on the Indian education was always seen of the British. So, Charles Wood was a British politician as well as a member of the parliament. He served as the Chancellor of the Exchequer from 1846 to 1852. So, this is what we know about Charles Wood. After that, he became the President of the Board of the East India Company. Now, in 1854, Charles Wood had sent a Woods dispatch to the Governor General, Lord Dalhousie. So, what was there in the Woods Dispatch? Why was the Woods Dispatch so important? According to his dispatch, the education department was supposed to be set up in every province of India. Earlier, it was only in Bengal, Madras, and Bombay. Now, Charles Wood wanted it to be established in every province of India. According to him, in India also, universities, big universities need to be established on the basis or keeping in mind the London University. So the London University was taken to be the role model, was taken to be the ideal on the basis of which he demanded the introduction or the establishment of big universities in Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras. He wanted that one government school, at least one government school, should be opened in every district. Whatever schools will be affiliated, the private schools that will be getting affiliation, should also be given some help from the end of the government. The Indians should be trained not only in Arabic, Sanskrit, English language, but also in their mother tongue. So Wood's dispatch is called the Magna Carta of English education in India, because it was in accordance with the Wood's dispatch that the education department was established in every province and universities were opened in Calcutta, Madras, Bombay in the year 1857, keeping in mind the London University, as I told you. After that, more universities were opened in Punjab in the year 1882 and Allahabad in the year 1887. So this act actually proved to be a blessing for the Indians because it introduced to them the Western knowledge, the knowledge that they were deprived of earlier. And also because now the Indians were also getting educated. So whatever public servants were required by the East India Company, these servants were employed out of the Indians rather than from the Britishers. Now the Indians also started getting jobs. Obviously, now that the Indians were educated, they were getting jobs. Then, those who were getting educated, they got a very good moral character. Their self-confidence boosted to the next level. Now, to achieve all the things that we have just talked about, Woods took a few steps, that ought to be followed. First, under his rule, there was a separate department of education that should be created. He wanted the creation of a separate department of education in each of the 5 provinces under the director of public relations. This was the first thing that he wanted. Universities should be established in the presidency towns such as Madras, Calcutta, and Bombay. He wanted the establishment of training institutes for the teachers across all the classes. The schools that existed in India already should be maintained regularly, and more schools should be opened depending upon the need of education. That means if more number of students wanted to be enrolled, then the number of schools should be more. Not only the basic education, but he also wanted professional education to take place. And so institutions were to be established under his rule. Then there were vernacular schools. Vernacular schools means those schools which specialized in the languages of different states. For example, in Delhi, the vernacular language is Hindi. When we go to metros, their vernacular language is different. In Tamil Nadu, it is different. In Bengal, it is different. So the language which is spoken in each state, he wanted the school should be opened in such a manner that the vernacular school should also get the elementary education. And he wanted that if needed, English should be made the common medium of instruction. As I had told you earlier, he wanted to provide aid, he wanted to provide, whatever help was needed in order to build a good school. He also suggested the opening of the girls' school so that the women's education could also be encouraged. So, on the basis of Wood's dispatch, as we can very well imagine, there was a significant change that was brought over in the field of education in India. And it was declared that education was solely the responsibility of the government, and it is supposed to look after the education of